Very good morning. Multiple incidents involving small boats have been reported in the English Channel this morning. That's a day after the UK and France announced new plans to deter illegal migration. The pilot scheme, which was announced by Sir Keir Starmer and the French President Emmanuel Macron, is due to get underway in the next few weeks, pending final legal approval. These pictures from the last couple of hours show migrants arriving in the UK following their journey across the Channel. And in the last hour, the Coastguard has confirmed it has been responding to several incidents involving small boats. The UK Border Force and the RNLI have also been deployed. And yesterday, Sky News witnessed firsthand some of the tactics being used by the smuggling gangs as a small boat loaded with dozens of migrants wasn't stopped by French authorities. The dinghy was allowed to continue across the Channel towards British shores. So let's take a look at what we know about Starmer and Macron's deal. The scheme will allow migrants to be accepted into the country, but in exchange for returning the same number back. The deal will allow up to 50 small boats migrants a week to be sent back to France from the end of next month. Just under 44,000 migrants have arrived since Labour came to power in July 2024. That's an average of 843 a week. So if Channel crossings continued at the same rate, around 1 in 17 migrants arriving in small boats would be returned to France. But speaking to Sky News this morning, the Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, refused to be drawn on those figures.
We do expect, as you said, the Prime Minister and the President have said that it will start in a few weeks, but we're going to build this up step by step.
Well,
we
yes.
will provide updates.
OK.
We will provide updates. I understand, but look, what people want is for us to fix numbers in advance. What we want to do instead is to build this up step by step. I think that's the right approach because we're going to make sure that this works and we're going to make sure that we can increase it.
Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp dismissed the deal as a gimmick as he criticised the government for failing to smash the gangs.
Now, the problem with this proposal is that only 50 illegal migrants per week will get sent back to France. That amounts to only 6% of arrivals, which means, obviously, that 94% of illegal immigrants crossing the Channel will get to stay in the UK. And quite clearly, if 94% of illegal immigrants arriving get to stay here, there's going to be no deterrent effect whatsoever. So it's not going to work. And unfortunately, these record ever numbers of illegal immigrants entering the UK, unfortunately, are set to continue. So it's just like his absurd claim a year ago to smash the gangs, which you'll notice Keir Starmer and Yvette Cooper don't mention anymore because it's so obviously failed. This is just another gimmick, I'm afraid, like that.
Well, let's go to Westminster, bring in our political correspondent, Serena Barker-Singh. Morning to you, Serena. Is the true significance of this really more political rather than practical?
Well, I think the government know that this is a political win for them in terms of a deal with France. A returns deal has been on the government's agenda for a long time, and previous governments have tried to secure a deal. I think when the Prime Minister says it's groundbreaking, they're also being honest that it's also a pilot scheme. So the numbers that we're talking about that will happen in a few weeks could be as low as 50. Just to put that in context, about 800 people make the journey a week from small boats. So that's up for contention. And what's not been clear with these figures is when that figure might go up and what the government's ambition is for this. But essentially, they want to say that this shows a better working relationship with France. Emmanuel Macron said yesterday that this will be a deterrent. Clearly, you just saw from those clips that Yvette Cooper doesn't really want to be held to a specific number or a target. They don't want to make specific promises, but she has said whilst they haven't finalised the number, they will build on this and they will provide updates. It's also only one of the packages, part of the packages that they're doing. They think they will bring in digital ID for non-UK citizens. They're cracking down on the right to work for illegal migration. And also, the wider EU has to agree this deal. So whilst the government have been developing this since October, then they pinned down the detail with their French counterparts. The final agreement needs to have buy-in from the wider EU. They think that EU commissioners will support this, but then you have countries like Spain who might object and say that everything has to be agreed with the EU before these deals can be signed off. So the Prime Minister is saying it's groundbreaking in terms of a political win. It certainly looks like it, but in terms of the substance and the numbers, I think there's still much more detail that needs to be worked through.